I'm gonna share with you the 5 most common hook set mistakes, because in my book, one fish lost is one fish too many. Let's start with number 1. Don't retrieve past 2 o'clock. And what I mean by that, let's say I'm throwing the lure out straight to you, and a lot of times on the soft plastics, or if you're doing any type of finesse fishing, you're gonna be tugging and kind of pulling on it, try to give it some action to try to get that LMB to bite. But the problem is, a lot of us will keep on tugging past 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and many times that bass will bite, but if you're at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, you have no ability and no leverage to set that hook. So you always want to keep your pull between 1 and 2 o'clock. So if that bass does take your lure, you can set the hook. So that's a common mistake number 1. I see it all the time. All right, here's another mistake people have. They don't keep their elbows close. And so when they set the hook, they're trying to set out here. I see this all the time as well. Keep your elbows close to you and then snap with your body. This is gonna give you the torque you need to be able to transfer that power to that hook, and you'll hook set more fish. Mistake number 3, hook setting too early. Now, here's the thing, especially with topwater, you will see that bass take your lure, but a good rule of thumb here is to feel the full weight of the fish before you set the hook. Or a lot of times you'll be hook setting that thing too early. Not every bass is going to destroy that lure. Some of them nip at it. So you want to feel the full weight before you set the hook. This happens to me a lot. I use braided line, and so a lot of times I see the fish kind of take off with it, but you want to feel the full weight before you set that hook. Make sure that bass has that lure completely in its mouth and it's just not carrying away a little portion of the end of it. This mistake a lot of people make, they don't reel in their slack. And so a lot of times they'll throw out the lure or their bobber or whatever it may be, and they just kind of let their slack line, and then all of a sudden this bass takes it, they grab their pole, and their first instinct is to set the hook. And what they end up doing is setting a lot of slack line, and by that time the bass figured out that your lure is not real and has already spit it out. So keep your line tight. It's gonna help you with your sensitivity. You're gonna feel a whole lot more, and it's gonna help you with your hook set. And the last one is this. A lot of people miss the hook set because they never take it to begin with. Guys, hook sets are free. And I know a lot of times when I was starting out as a beginner bass fisherman, if you were one of those, you're not quite sure, you're still trying to dial in whether or not you actually have a bass on the end of your line, or you just hit some type of structure, or you hit up a lily pad, or you picked up a piece of grass. When in doubt, set the hook. You have nothing to lose. Set the hook. Who cares if you set it into a stick or set it into a stump? A lot of times I've done it, not realized there's a bass on the other end, and found out there was. So hook sets are free, and a lot of reasons people miss the hook sets because they never take it to begin with. Well, there you have it. Guys, dial those in, and you will hook set more fish. Thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.